Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Fuel for Success. This is episode number 212. Good to see everybody here. I'm right here in Washington, D.C. with my good friend, Matt Maddox. We're here for Mission 25, which starts tonight at 8 o'clock. I'm excited and pumped. We got so many amazing things planned and scheduled, and God's going to do great things.
We were actually going to do the show in front of the White House.
We were.
We really were.
We didn't, but we were.
It was too cold. And
we were gorgeous here.
Yeah, it's beautiful, actually. We were afraid of the Wi-Fi wouldn't be as strong.
Right. Consistent challenge technology-wise. We're on the road trying to find a good place to broadcast from. We have to have a strong Wi-Fi connection, etc. And thanks, Hannah. Hey, it's good to see you on the show. I hope you lemon pledged your desk and got that all cleaned up. She was joking before the show that since she had to wait, even if it was raining, if she needed to go wash her car. I said, no, you can detail it.
Atta girl. Good to see you
Clean
guys.
your desk.
Thank y'all for your patience trying to get everything together here. Appreciate you guys being with us. Good to see all those that watch live. Of course, those that watch on the archives, which people do every day. We're grateful that you're watching. So we're looking forward. Mike, this is one of our favorite shows, family and relationships.
Right.
Relationships, remember, not just, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, father, son, mommy, daughter, mommy, son, grandparents, friendships, co-workers, bosses, you name it. People. It's all about people.
It is. That's one.
You got a hair compliment. You're winning.
64. Come on.
I guess, when does this end? By Halloween?
Yeah, by Halloween.
Wait till you see what I do for Halloween. I'm pulling out the stops for the victory, my friend.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, so anyways, don't forget, guys, the live Q&A. You're always welcome to ask questions about anything, regarding family and relationships. You might want to ask a question about, whatever you might be going through, whatever it might be. If you have situations that you would like our advice on, that you would like our take on a certain, situation, we'll be more than happy to help you. So that's what it's all about, man.
That's right. And so if you're with us live today, first of all, awesome. Thanks for being here live. You help make the show amazing. And so you can click on the link right over there, or not the link. You can click in the chat area. And I don't know, maybe on your phone it's down below, but there's a chat area. You can ask a question there. You can also click to submit a question. You can email me at mike@mattmaddox.com, or you can even text it in 727-341-5599.
Niner. All right, that's good.
The other thing you could do is you could just tweet us.
Yeah.
Call us out on
did that.
Twitter.
Nate did that. Nate, and he got a response the next day.
That's right.
So shout out to Nate if you're watching, man. Who's
at Matt Maddox, at MJ Hopkins.
Easy
names.
Matt Maddox, MJ. Hannah said she did. She asked a question. Was that on Twitter, Hannah?
No, she did clean her desk.
Oh, okay.
That was from before.
Hannah, do you miss Ellen Ray up there? Is it tough without her? Or is it probably more peaceful? Oh, man. She misses her. Now, that can be read many ways. Let's not go there. That can be read many ways.
It can be read a lot of ways. Just making sure. Hey, so as Matt said, family and relationships, they affect every part of our lives. And if you're involved in difficult and awkward relationships and those sort of things, it'll affect every area of your life. It'll take your energy, it'll drain your energy, it'll make every part of your life more difficult. Like the better your friendships are, the better your marriage is, the better your relationship with your parents, with your kids, the more joy you'll get out of life, really. And it affects every part of it. And that's why it is one of the 5 founding pillars of what we're doing here at Fuel for Success.
Got a whole show.
We've got a whole show
on Fridays. We end the weekend right. There's some crazy
we need like a window behind us.
We
like
do need
one.
Like Good Morning America. All of our Mission 25 volunteers could be out there. There's 3 things I want to say at the beginning of this show. Number one, I would like to say that Anthony Mangan threw out a good piece of dating advice at me, and I just want to throw it out there. He said, Matt, whatever you do, he said, marry your best friend. And I thought that was cool. The importance of friendship, the importance of friendship and marriage, you know what I'm saying? It's so important. And then the other thing I was going to talk about, Mike, talking about friendships, relationships, family, is the importance of making memories.
Yeah.
I honestly believe what I was sitting there thinking this morning as we were preparing for our show, looking at some of our questions that came in, I thought to myself, okay, one of the questions was how can you strengthen relationships that have seemed to plateau or maybe that don't seem to be growing? Whether it be a marriage, whether it be a friendship, whether it be whatever, like one of the fastest ways to like spice up any relationship, whether it be our team, like our staff, like they're completely crazy. They're literally crazy. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, this is teaching us how to focus. They're not there. Anyways, what I'm saying is, one of the fastest ways to strengthen a relationship is to make more memories.
Yeah.
Really, and I'm talking like out of the ordinary memories. I'm talking about like, do something different, something that's kind of out there, something that causes you to talk about it 5-10 years from now. That's so important in a relationship because there's something about that bond that's created when you make memories and you have something to talk about. You know what I'm saying?
I do, yeah.
Like I feel like we're closer as friends and business partners because of the memories, because of the crazy things we've tried. You know what I mean? That gives us like that thing to like chat about. And there's nothing that can make a relationship stronger than common ground.
Yeah, exactly.
Than like something that you relate with. So when you make a memory together, if I go see like Niagara Falls, it's not going to have as much meaning to Caleb if he's not there. I can tell him all about it. Look at these pictures. And, oh, you should have saw this man. He was so funny. He took his shirt off in December, and he was just standing there holding his hands up and, humming. It doesn't mean anything
Wait,
to him.
did that happen?
It's happened. Believe me, I've seen it all, my friend. But I could tell you were wanting to say something, Mike. I could feel it. Was there something you wanted to share, bud? We're for sharing your feelings here.
I love what you're saying, and the reality is, one of the closest bonds of friendship are like men or women that have fought together in a war. They've been through difficult situations like together, and it doesn't necessarily have to be like a violent, difficult relationship like that or a situation like that. Sometimes just kind of putting yourself out there and taking a chance, doing something a little bit crazy, and getting through it together. That's what creates that bond. Like, for example, we may have 17 minutes before we have to catch a plane and be like, you know what? We need to go try and get, a coffee before we get on the plane, and just challenge it and then go and take care of it and execute on it.
And run to catch the gate,
And when you overcome together, and it doesn't have to be a big elaborate thing. It could be, getting coffee before you get to the gate. And those things, because, a couple years later, you'd be like, man, remember that time we were in, Dallas and we had to catch the plane, but I needed a coffee and we ran and we almost missed it. And remember she cussed us out at the ticket place, boarding place? That didn't happen.
Mike got cussed. I didn't get cussed because I was polite. Mike was like yelling at her. What do you mean?
Because that's how I am, yeah.
But, Mike, and that's so important. And I think parents need to remember that. Husbands and wives need to remember that. Friends. Too many people might get stale. They get in a rut. They go to the same places to eat. That's like I was dogging a few of my friends here last night that got Papa John's. They're in D.C. We're talking about Washington, D.C., where there's so many unique places. And I said, guys, as a general rule in life, when you're in Washington, D.C., you don't get Papa John's, or Subway or something like that. You know what I'm saying? You get out in your car, you drive 30 minutes, you find something, That's the secret.
Man, who would get Subway?
I don't know. I'm concerned about people that would do that. Probably friends that got stood up by friends who were like it. That's another subject.
Hey, look, yeah. Sometimes situations are what they are, and you just like, look, I need something to eat, and there's one place open, and it happened to be Subway. So he's calling me out, is what he's doing.
For Subway in D.C.
last night.
But it's because you were tired, and I get that. But the real Mike,
back off.
Yeah, the real Mike would have been like, no, let's Yelp something. Let's find something cool. This is D.C.
I was actually
like Subway's easy. There's no memory in Subway.
No.
Right? But anyways, no. I'm not calling them out. Hey, listen, guys. make a lot of memories. In fact, have a goal to make more memories. Your kids, when they get ready to go off to college or they come back home from college, you guys have family holidays is coming up. Family holidays, that's something we got to address because it's coming up. And of course, most people don't really, they're missing the memory aspect. Even playing games. Where has playing games gone? Where has playing games gone in our society?
That's actually a great way to make connections.
It is. Good way to laugh, have fun, banter a little bit.
Because you're engaged. You know what? If everybody is like sitting facing the television, there's not that much engagement, right? But if everybody's around a table engaged, or on their second screen.
Second screen. I love what Hannah called it. It's Chubway. I've never heard that. I've never heard that.
I'm not a fan. We were actually going to get anything else, but it was like.
It was late.
Yeah,
it was
what are you going to do?
It was late and you were tired. So you're off the. It just won't happen again, will it?
I'm ashamed.
Yeah. Push-ups. so anyways, Ashley, what games does your family play? I'm just curious. What is your favorite game? Everybody want to share their favorite game?
Carol loves to play skip rope.
I love skip rope. It's a fun game to play tonight.
Yeah. I think she brought it. We should.
Like even doing Mission 25. You know what it is? It's a boatload of memories. Do we know what we're doing? Nope. We don't know what we're doing. We're just saying, yeah, that's a good idea. Let's try it.
Yeah, let's do that. We'll figure it out.
1,000 cups of chili. Let's try it. Why not? Anyways, Maria says she loves playing games. For any of you that have missed this week, which we understand, no hard feelings, don't forget to donate at Mission 25 towards our missions trip. We still got a few more kids. 35 kids we're blessing on Saturday. 100 homeless vets. All you got to do is go to mission25usa.com. So then one more thing I wanted to talk about, Mike, before we get into the Q&A is not only go make the memories, journal them, make a list. Like every time we go to New York City for our vacation, we always, Caleb and I, like the day we're leaving. Is everything okay?
Yep.
Just keep moving the screen.
I'm reading the question.
Concerned why you keep moving our screen while I'm trying to
talk.
Here.
I'll just go ahead and produce the show. You go ahead and talk.
Okay. What is this? All right, we'll read that off in a minute.
Yeah.
Here's the deal. Not only, so we make a list. We literally make a list of like every single memory that we can think of that we had. And we keep that. And we bring it out and talk about it often. So really, make the memories and then make a list of your memories. That way, I keep it on my notes on my phone. And there's some things I would have forgot about. I look at my notes. I'm like, Caleb, remember when I walked up to that statue and I thought it was a statue and the guy moved and I dropped my camera. It really scared me. I was like, man, this thing is cool. And I went to go touch the arm and like that. It's one of those type of statues. It looked legit. It looked real. Caleb hit the floor, man. And so every time we'll talk about that, he'll start laughing or whatever. Hey, remember when we went and got pizza at 2:30 in the morning? And went and stopped and got a Starbucks afterward, and it was packed. Can you believe how packed it was at 3 a.m.? Remember, Mike, when we were in New York City? And I decided after a long day of serving in a prayer march that we were going to take the train. Remember?
Yes.
Like an hour train ride back to where we were staying. We were in New York City at 3 a.m. I was like, it's good. I'm going to take you to this place. We're going to go to Carnegie Deli. Yeah. It's the best deli you've ever had. And, it was a blast. But anyways, I think the deli was closed, right?
Yeah.
Something happened to where we were eating the food out of the bags that we were getting.
No, the trains didn't run anymore.
Yeah.
We asked the police, and they're like, yeah. I said, we got to get back up to New Rochelle. How do we get up there? And they're like, yeah, you're going to have to wait until
Ellen was there for us. Ellen was there. Ellen and her dad picked us up.
That's right.
Speaking of memories, Ellen, see? Thank you.
We all jammed in that minivan.
It's always a bond we have with Ellen. We always got that bond to know Ellen and her dad, they got our back. Remember? And remember we could barely fit in the van? I was sitting up on the thing, and I think you were sitting on the floor. Anyways, that's my point. I'm giving you a live demonstration.
I just remember sitting outside.
Automatically feel closer to Mikey after that story. I feel closer to Ellen.
Because there's only so many people you've sat on the sidewalk outside Grand Central Station at 3, 4 in the morning
Yeah.
and eating out of.
We're eating
the
peanut
bags
butter
of
jelly
blessings.
sandwiches that we're supposed to give to the homeless. We gave a lot to the homeless,
We had a
but
couple
we
left
felt
over.
homeless ourselves. We're like, we ain't got nowhere to go. We have no rides. The cabs won't run. You know, we're just like sitting on a Grand Central Station like this, and everybody's mad at me because I'm the one that got us into this mess.
Carol was.
They were like, we
Carol
had
was
a
ticked.
ride if we would have gone back at 1 a.m. But no, you know, but hey, we wouldn't have had the memory.
That's right.
See, don't always do the, what do they call it? Don't always do the norm. Don't always do the conventional.
The easy thing. The status quo.
The status quo.
Recheck the status quo.
Yeah, I remember the potholes. I mean, your dad drives fast, Ellen. I mean, the dude
He
gets
wanted
it
to
done.
sleep.
Yeah. We should have actually gone to Denny's, or we should have just killed it and went to IHOP, Waffle House.
Is there a Waffle House in Times Square?
I doubt it. There could be, though. There's a McDonald's. All right, let's get to the Q&A. Someone asked a question here.
Ashley asked a question. Let me pop it up here. What if you and someone have feelings for each other, but choose to wait to date and keep it as friends because you both have school or personal things you recover from? What's your best long distance?
There's like 3 questions in there.
Yeah,
Put
I'm
it up there.
gonna
Let's
pop
pull
it
it
up here, and we're gonna dissect.
We'll deal with
this.
one at a time here, Ashley. Ashley, it's a really good question. So, what do you do if you have feelings for each other and you choose to wait and keep it as friends? Okay, good. Keep it as friends. I mean, if you got feelings for each other but you choose to wait, good. That way, you're gonna have an amazing foundation. You know, you're gonna really get to know each other, the real each other. You know, and obviously, you know, without I don't want to say the pressures of dating, but you know what I mean when I say that. Now, having said that, there's a danger there, Mike. There's a danger of crossing over to the friend zone.
Yeah.
No guy ever wants to go into the friend zone. I'm telling all you ladies, be careful how much you refer to him as, you know, your bestie. You know, your buddy. You know what I'm saying? Because once you get over into that zone, it's hard to get out, man. It's just hard. You're like, I don't know if we can. You know, you go to get romantic, and you're like, oh, wait a minute. You're like, you know, we've been friends for so long. That can happen. I'm not saying it will, Ash. I'm just saying proceed with caution. But go ahead. I think it's amazing to build on a foundation of friendship.
It's better to let it evolve rather than force it.
Always better to let it evolve than force it. So if it's not time, you know, you can have feelings for each other and it never come to fruition because it was the right thing in the wrong time. And when you have the right thing in the wrong time, it's just tragedy. I mean, it's not tragedy, but it's just, that's part of life. That's part of love. That's part of dating. Sometimes you could meet somebody and literally write the saddest country song ever because it would be a perfect love story in another situation, another place, another time. We would be madly in love. But unfortunately, it's not time. And when it's not time, it's not time. Like you said, you can't force it.
And the reality is, you know, life happens. Sometimes you got to deal with the situations of life that come up. You know, you may have work and job and all those issues. And this sort of segues into the next question. But
Segue. You said segue.
I did.
Taboo. It's like a taboo game.
I haven't-
You said segue.
I've said it in like 4 weeks.
You haven't. We've missed it.
But it was the right word.
It was. It was in that moment. But anyways, go ahead, segue.
Anyway, so Carol and I were engaged for 3 years, I think, because there were job situations. I was actually working in another city, and you know, she had a daughter when we got engaged, and just there were a lot of things that played into it. But because of life circumstances, it was a little bit different. We weren't, you know, friends. I mean, we were.
You guys weren't friends?
Engaged. You know what I'm saying? We weren't.
So you're saying,
just
wait a
friends.
minute. So you're saying you dated her and you weren't friends?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I didn't even like her.
No, they were
Look,
great.
marry
They're the
me.
best of friends. They're cute together. I love hanging out with Grandma and Grandpa Carol, Mike and Carol. You know, they're amazing grandparents to have around. See, this makes me feel good. I get to do mission trips with grandparents. I love this, man. This is like,
You know, like 2 weeks after I became a grandparent, my hips started bothering me. What's up with that? Oh, yeah, I can't have hip problems.
no, you should see Mike and I getting out of a car after a mission trip. It is so funny. The amount of like, why do we do this? No, I'm just kidding. We're in shape. Are you kidding me?
We are in shape, but it is physically grueling.
Yeah, it
physically,
is.
emotionally, and spiritually
it's
grueling.
intense.
But I wouldn't have it any other way. You know what? Don't
whine about it.
Don't whine about it. Don't back away from the hard things of life. Do hard things
That's
because
the
that's where the
message today.
bond.
Yeah. Do hard things. Get spontaneous. Do different stuff. Do big stuff. You're right, Mike. We don't take enough.
Where's Carol? Carol, get out
Carol.
here. Where are you?
She's in the room probably.
I'm
chilling.
hollering, Karen. Well, I'll do my best.
What is she saying?
Carol said she's going to be on camera today.
Oh, she did? Carol.
I guess.
All right, so then she said, which actually hopefully we helped. If we did, say yes. If we want more, say more. So is that our new code word? More. That's an Al word. Where'd Al go? I'm surprised Al's not saying anything about this. Caleb is sleeping, Ashley. I kept him up really late last night till like 4.
4
Memories.
Yeah.
What was the next question?
Long distance relationship. What's your best long distance relationship advice? People say it doesn't work, but she disagrees.
Yeah, I mean, people are always going to say stuff, Ashley. You know, I'm not one to give. There's people that say, "Oh, that doesn't work," right? And that's out. Yeah, overgeneralized. That's their perception. That might be their experience, but it doesn't have to be. Other people's perceptions does not have to be your reality. Okay, remember that. That what people perceive, like, let's say someone dates someone younger. Oh, that'll never work. When you're 70, she's going to be 30. No, I'm just kidding. Not that. When you're 70, she's going to be like 50. I mean, that kind of stuff, right? Like people are good at giving advice, maybe based on a bad experience. Maybe, it's like say, oh, I heard there's a lot of crime in Washington, D.C. Someone might have had their purse stolen once in New York City. You know what I'm saying? So now all of a sudden,
anecdotal evidence as opposed to analytic evidence.
Yeah, absolutely. So having said that, I've already covered long distance relationship advice in a previous show a few weeks ago. But Ashley, because you're valuable, we're buying Ashley's juicer after the show.
Yes, we are.
Ashley, we're actually going to buy your juicer and getting it sent to you, girl. So listen to this. My advice for long distance relationships is, they are hard, Ashley. I'm not going to lie to you. You know what? If I'm giving you my perception, is they're extremely challenging. Can they be done? Absolutely. Is it fun? Yeah, it's fun. You talk about memories. You talk about it's actually if it's done right, can actually make your relationship actually stronger. It really can. Because your time together there's so much quality time. You don't tend to take each other for granted. So I spin it and look a little more on the positive side myself. Although I've had a few bad experiences in long distance relationships myself. I'm not against them. I'm not negative about them. I've learned what to do, what not to do. You got to FaceTime. You got to Skype. You got to see each other. This isn't cutting it. Don't communicate a lot through text. And then try to see each other at least once or twice a month. Definitely once a month. Going 2, 3, 4 months without seeing each other is not good. So whatever sacrifice you've got to make to see each other, if you're in a long distance relationship, do it. It's so important. And make a lot of memories in that short amount of time. Stay up late. Do a lot of fun things. Do a lot of talking. All that good stuff. What are they saying?
Good.
They can't hear?
No, I was just checking, but we've got a crazy good. That's like the best connection I've ever seen. At
Wow.
a hotel. Wow. Way to go, Residence Inn.
Residence Inn rocks. It's a nice little hotel, actually. And then, what was her last question?
That just the long distance relationship. And I would agree with that, Matt. If any relationship challenge can be overcome if you really want it, if you desire it and are willing to put the work into it. And all long distance is it's just an additional challenge. Any relationship can have more challenges, than another relationship, and it's just a matter of finding how you're going to overcome those specific challenges. Carol and I lived a couple hundred miles apart while we were engaged, and married 22 years now, so it worked for us. I think Stacy mentioned that.
Her and Maddie?
Yeah.
Where did Maddie live? Texas?
Texas, yeah.
And she lived in Tennessee.
Yeah. So there's anecdotal evidence that it can work, right?
I love your words, man. Love it. So what would be your 2 to 3 just practical advice for someone that's got a long distance relationship? If someone was sitting down with you right now and saying, Michael, I'm dating a girl from wherever, Al, let's say Al here. What kind of advice would you give?
I would say that first of all, I like everything that you said.
You would say that? You would say,
I
man,
would-
my friend Matt gave some.
Yeah, I would say that was great advice. And be careful with texting. The closer you can get to one-on-one relationship, the better. And of course, this is 20 years ago. We didn't have FaceTime.
Yeah.
We didn't have Skype.
Skype.
My phone actually, when I lived in Iowa, had a rotary dial on it.
Remember those?
I had one. That's
I
what
miss
I
it,
had.
'cause
Be
I
like,
love,
call
like,
my wife,
I love
my
the-
fiance.
Don't stalk her.
Yeah, don't stalk your long distance relationship.
Yeah, I mean, don't show up unannounced because you never know. No, I'm just kidding. Actually,
Well-
that's actually good sometimes, but that's a whole other story.
Trust is critical. Trust is extremely critical.
Trust on both sides is critical. Keeping it and giving it.
Right.
Like giving trust, because it is tough. You can't see them. You're not there. But then being that trustworthy person that they don't have to worry about. You literally give them nothing to distrust you about. And that's what I say to Caleb. Caleb, have I ever broken your trust once? And if you can say that to your spouse, to your whatever, the person you're dating, hey, listen, I know you're a little nervous, whatever. First thing you got to worry about is I'll never lie to you. You can ask me any question you want. Because there is a fear of maybe they're around other guys, you're not there. They're around other girls, you're not there. That's
So
a good point.
Be trustworthy and be transparent, and be transparent about what you're doing and those sort of things. It's like, and it's not necessarily that you shouldn't make the person you're dating like have to be the FBI and stalk you on Facebook and social media to figure out what you're doing.
I can't believe you liked on that guy's picture. I can't believe you liked on that girl's picture. That's like.
Yeah, you just want to be careful with that. You want to be trusting, but be trustworthy as well. And because that's the one thing that will kill a long distance relationship faster than anything is a degradation of trust. So if your trust begins to fall apart, then
It's gone. It's gone. Listen,
dust in the
moment
wind, man.
the trust is broken, that relationship is gone. It's as gone as being on a cruise, flicking a quarter over the cruise ship, and then trying to hire the best divers in the world to find that quarter. It's not happening. That's
not happening.
That's the analogy of a lifetime. That's my analogy when trust is broken in the early stage of a relationship. I'm talking about major trust.
I'll give you the analogy of the day.
All right, let's hear it.
No, I'll grant that, but not the
Oh,
analogy.
not of a lifetime. I don't get a lifetime on that?
No.
Quarter in the ocean?
Wait, you can only have one analogy of a lifetime.
Okay.
Quarter in the ocean's a lifetime analogy?
No, it's good. Okay, that's the analogy of the day. Give me the analogy of the week. How about an analogy of October? My God. No?
I do just hand those out.
Yeah, Mike is good about that. When Mike hands out an award, it's an award.
It's legit.
It's a legit award. I might say, Mike, that's like the quote of that's a quote since Einstein, right?
Yeah.
Just my personality. I mean it, but it's not really the quote since Einstein.
Yeah.
That's what you're saying.
I'm a little more melancholy than you.
Yeah, Mike's a little more laid back, a little bit. I'm a little more just, Hey, listen, don't break trust, guys. I mean, listen, relationships, you can ask almost any relationship expert, trust is the most important thing. Protect trust at all costs.
Let me ask you this. What do you think the impact of long distance is in relationships that aren't like dating/marriage type relationships?
You mean like friendship or
like friendship?
partners?
Let's say you live, let's say you're maybe separated or you have a child that's living in a different city.
Oh, wow, that's good.
What's the impact of long distance on that, and what are some things that you can do to have a more effective long distance relationship that's not a romantic?
Well, let me put it to you like this. You want to hit it home? Like, okay, the real live situation, all my family lives in Michigan. Like, my brother and I are like this. I mean, we're tight, man. We get together and we can literally sit down and just talk and never stop talking till 4 or 5 in the morning. Take a nap, get up, talk the rest of the day. I mean, it's just like that. But I told him the other day when I was home, I said, bro, I only come home like once a year, if that. Sometimes I go 2-3 years without going home, right?
Yeah.
I said, if we live to be 80, I'm only going to see you 40 more times. That's it. Like, I will see you 40 more times in our lifetime. That's it. Like, that's like, when you think about that, like in those terms, so it makes a huge impact.
Yeah.
On the flip side, again, it makes the quality time in the it's got good and bad, man.
Yeah.
But it is a hardcore reality when you move away from your family and you're away from friends. But having said that, you know, Mike, our friendship to me is better than ever before because we literally from now until kingdom come, even if you stay in Minnesota and I stay in Florida, which is probably a very likely chance that'll happen, that we'll see each other once a month,
Right.
possibly twice a month with things that we're doing, you know, in the future.
Yeah. Hey, that's good practical advice right there
Oh,
from
that's
Melody.
very good, Melody.
That's a great point. Long distance advice from family: don't post something important on social media before telling your family. That's yeah. Don't like post.
We're having a baby.
We're having a baby, and then your mom calls you up like 2 days later, like you like put that on Facebook before you told me. Yeah,
That's so good. It's so good.
great.
That's
advice.
probably one of the best tips, and that goes for everything. That goes for your husband and wife.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't want to be working as a guy and your wife just posts a new picture of the new washer and dryer that she didn't even tell you she was going to buy. You know what
Be
I'm
like,
saying?
what?
Like, whoa. Like, or the new car.
The new car?
She's at the dealership. She's getting ready to sign it. She's doing a selfie. Probably not the best, right? You're like working, you're sweating, you're trying to make it happen. Next thing you know, you get a ding and you look on your wife's Facebook and she's selfieing at the car dealership.
Analogy of the week right there.
That beats the quarter analogy?
It's funnier.
Okay, it's funnier.
Yeah. Give you humor points. Ashley was asking what her favorite game is. She said she recommended Pit. I've never played Pit.
Never played Pit. Never heard of Pit.
are
My
your
favorite game is definitely Taboo because I love the intensity of it.
Yeah.
I love the beat. I'm a good tabooer because I love to watch and see if they beep, and I give them no mercy. You're probably the kind that might give a little mercy, would you?
No.
Maybe if it's close, the word,
No.
depending on who it was.
I'm pretty.
No mercy to me.
I'm pretty technical
Ah,
about it because
yes.
I'm kind of.
Are you a
wordsmith.
rule keeper in life? Mike is a rule keeper. Not this show, but one show we should talk about. To what extent do you keep rules?
That'd
All
be a
rules.
good show.
All rules. Because there's actually some rules that you have to keep. There's some that you're like, oh my God, that's stupid. Let's do this, and right? But what's the like ethical, moral necessity of keeping every single rule in life? Like, so are you immoral or not immoral? But are you unethical if it's the speed limit's 45 and you're going 60?
I hope not.
Even if you don't get caught? That's a good discussion.
I hope not.
You speed.
Yeah.
Mike speeds.
Yeah.
I speed.
Especially when you could have this peer pressure when I'm driving. I'm like, I'm sorry. It's
Yeah.
like, why are you driving
There
like
are
a grandpa?
times, yeah, there's times that Mike will just be chilling and he'll be going slow, and I'll start to get like, Mike, push it.
So you like Taboo? That's your favorite. one.
Taboo is one. I do like Skip Bo. I like games that are intense. Catchphrase.
Yeah. What's the one where you gotta like grab the cards before they fall? Is that Taboo?
Yes. No, that's it's a Uno. It's a quick Uno. What's it called?
No, it's a word game. The one I'm thinking of. You put like 5, you gotta get, and if you don't get them in time, they drop.
I don't know.
It's like Taboo.
But there is a speed Uno game that
Really?
shoots out cards, right? Does you all know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah,
Hungry
yeah.
Hungry Hippo was my childhood favorite, Hannah.
Never played it.
Oh my God, it was amazing. It carried me through childhood. It made me what I am today. I am what I am today because of Hungry Hungry Hippo. I mean, that game set me on fire. That brought passion to me as a kid, and it taught me passion.
Really?
You guys got any suggestions of what we should have for lunch today at
So
DC?
you want to pre-order Matt's next book, Hungry Hungry Hippo, made me what I am today.
Yeah, the power of Hungry Hungry Hippo. You still own it, Lisa? Could you bring one to Mission 25? We can all sit in the lobby one night and play it. No, Hungry Hungry was fun.
I never played it.
It's definitely different than the kind of games they make nowadays. The games we make nowadays, you got to think, who created this? Who sat down and created this game? Any suggestions of what we should eat in D.C.? I mean, I know D.C. like the back of my hand, but I want to hear y'all. Anybody here been to D.C. and know of something like, no, we don't want Applebee's.
No.
No, not Wendy's. Give us something unique here, my friends. Not P.F. Chang's.
You ever play Balderdash?
Balderdash is fun. You know what else I used to love that I would never play with you is Trivial Pursuit.
That's one of my favorites.
I would
too.
never play with Mike. There's no way you could win.
Nobody will play with me.
No. Mike is a walking encyclopedia. I'll like name something. He goes, oh yeah, that was created in 1948 by Benjamin, Joseph. You know what I'm saying?
What's Ellen saying? Crocodile. Hey, what was that game we played?
Speaking of this, I created a crime. Go ahead. I went to a cupcake place last night and didn't bring them to everybody. That was horrible. It's not good relationships.
I was okay with it, but
Mike was cool.
Carol was a little hurt.
All right, Carol, we will hit a cupcake place. Or they have food trucks in D.C. that are cool. But anyways, we got work to do, man.
Yeah.
We got time to
You
eat.
remember playing Crokinole? Was that the game where you flick? Remember up in New Brunswick?
That game
Board
was
game like that. That was
of
intense
all
with
of
Mitch
that.
and-
That will hit the top 3 game nights of playing with Ellen Ray's family.
Yeah,
Top 5 for sure. Maybe top 3. It's going top 3 for me.
that was a blast. I was actually in a store last weekend where they had a little like hockey sort of game, and I was trying to remember what the name of that game was. I'm like, I gotta get one of those. I'm gonna get one of those. I'm gonna get a game.
Let's do it.
Crokinole. It was intense.
I didn't know that was the actual name. Yeah, Ashley, the DC Cupcakes is amazing. I had the pumpkin cheesecake last night. It was amazing. To die for. Well, we're over time. Thank you guys so much for being with us live. Those that are watching later, don't forget to stop by, share a little love with Mission 25. If it's $10, $80, $800, give a little, my friends. You'll enjoy it.
There's the link, mission25usa.com. Click on donate. It'll go right to helping veterans, homeless kids. Totally lost my train of
Well,
thought.
let me help my partner here.
Wow.
We're actually doing a mission trip here in DC. Yeah, it's going to be awesome. We are going to be going out serving the homeless vets, fatherless kids, single moms, people in poverty. Go share a little love, guys. It's going to be a blast. We're looking forward to it. See y'all Monday. I'm assuming we're both traveling, so the show will be a little later. No, what time do you leave Monday morning?
My flight's like at 11.
Well, we'll connect. We love you guys.
We'll figure
Enjoy
it out.
your day, my friends. Maybe we'll do Monday show Sunday night for a change. No,
Okay.
we'll figure out. We'll see.
We'll see what happens.
We love you guys. God bless y'all. Thank you so much for your time, my friends.
Have a great week.